Hey everyone, today I'm going to review Derwent Inktense watercolor paper. Inktense is actually one of many product lines under Derwent. Under Inktense, there are watercolor sticks, watercolor pens, watercolor pencils. These are actually quite popular. And now there's the Inktense watercolor paper. I bought this at a local art shop here in Singapore. I cannot remember the price, but it's expensive. This paper is made with 100% cotton. The texture is cold press. There is no hot press at the time of this review. The size is 7 by 10 inches. The other two sizes is 9 by 12 and 12 by 16, so the sizes are quite limited. There are 20 sheets in this paper pad. The paper weight is 300 GSM, the paper is acid-free, and the paper color is natural white. So this is 100% cotton. This is going to be artist grade. The cover is not glued to the spine here, and this paper is only glued on the short side. You may notice some tape here because I have already prepared the paper for drawing and painting. The paper is quite thick and the texture, it's cold press, yeah. Same on the front as well as on the back, so if you want to, you can use both sides of the paper. This is actually my first time using this paper, so this review is probably not going to be like a really in-depth review. The paper is able to handle ink really well. The ink lines are solid. There is no feathering. And the experience of drawing on this paper is very nice. It really feels like you're drawing on really high quality watercolor paper. The pen that I'm using, by the way, it's the Pelikan M200 fountain pen with sketch ink, which is waterproof when dry. The experience of drawing with a pen on this paper is really good. The paint that I'm using for this sketch will be M. Graham watercolor. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the horizon line for this scene is actually quite high because the reference photo I used, that's from the Google Street Maps. Let's wet the paper first. From what I can see here, it seems like the paper is able to handle water really well. This brush that I'm using, this is the Da Vinci Cassano brush, made with synthetic hairs. Alright, let's have some ultramarine. Perhaps I have too much water on the paper. The way the paint burst out earlier, that was quite unusual. So now I want to see if I can replicate that with Daniel Smith. And it seems alright. And let's see how the colors blend. This is ultramarine from Jackson's Art. While the paper surface is still wet, let's charge in some magenta. This is very nice. This blend, it's very soft, it's very gradual. I happen to have some Inktense color pencils as well, so let's see how color pencils work on this paper. So this cold press texture, it's quite rough for colored pencils. If you want to fill in the paper or cover the paper completely, you have to press down quite hard. Right, let's dissolve this and see how it looks. Oh, okay, it dissolves quite nicely. Wow, this paper is really nice. Okay, back to the sketch. Let's have some yellow for the greens. And this is sap green. Oops, too much. This is ultramarine and sap green. Let's have a medium wash of ultramarine and burnt sienna. This paper handles water really well. It has the right amount of absorbency. This paper is really easy to work with. Oops. Let's have the shadows here. This paper is able to handle glazing really well. Let's add some finishing touches. One thing I want to do is to scrub this area to see if I can actually remove this wash of ultramarine and burnt sienna, because I should have left this area white. So let's see how forgiving this paper is. Let's see if we can scrub this area and remove the ultramarine and burnt sienna wash. I should have left this area white. The paper is quite forgiving, so I can actually continue to scrub this. This paper is quite durable. This paper is fantastic for mixed media work. Let's remove the masking tape. So the paper did not buckle much. Let's remove the masking tape. So the paper did not buckle much, but you will still need to hold it down with clips or tape it if you want the paper to be flat. So this is the completed sketch. The paper quality is excellent. It's easily 5 out of 5 stars, and I really like the cold press texture. It's not as rough compared to Arches, so this cold press texture works great for pen and ink sketches. Wet on wet techniques work really well on this paper. The colors are able to blend very nicely, very softly, very easily on their own. And glazing works fine. You can glaze multiple layers. This paper, it's very durable, and it's also very forgiving, so you can like scrub the paper or paint multiple times and the paper surface will still be intact. But of course this will apply to non-staining colors. And this paper works great for mixed media art. The colors look vibrant, but not as vibrant compared to bright white paper, but that's to be expected of white paper like this. So the downside for this paper is, well, it has nothing to do with the quality, it's actually the pricing. This paper is quite expensive. I cannot remember how much this paper is, but the price is comparable to Arches. The quality, I would say, is comparable to Arches as well, so maybe it's worth the money, I guess. Alright, let me know what you think about this paper in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this review. See you guys in the next video. Bye!